Okay, in this video we're going to discuss one of the potential problems that can occur when using the articulation function of the 4.2 software. So here we're looking at a very simple single unit case on tooth number 13, and if you look at the proposal, it's very poor. It's all smushed down. You see the minimal thickness coping penetrating not only the central fissure but also on the entire lingual surface and lingual cusp. So obviously this is a proposal. Let me go ahead and turn off my minimal thickness. This is a proposal that you would not certainly expect from the biogeneric software. Now the question is, why did this occur? And very simply, when we had the very first video on virtual articulation, we talked a little bit about the amount of the model you have to have imaged in order to make the virtual articulator function properly. Okay, so in this particular case, we only imaged a small little quadrant for this particular restoration. And because we didn't image at least to the contralateral canine, what tends to happen is the virtual articulator is going to penetrate down into the upper jaw here. So the lower jaw in function is going to penetrate and smush down the restoration. So if we go to configuration options, and this does not always happen, but it can certainly happen, click on articulation, use articulation for the initial proposal is clicked on yes. Okay, so because it's on yes, what ended up happening is everything smushed down on top of each other because it didn't have enough teeth to properly function, and it smushed down the initial proposal. Now if I go ahead and turn this off for the initial proposal and exit it, and now we can go ahead and simply recalculate, it should give us a much better proposal. Okay, and there is the actual proposal, something much better in what we would expect out of our biogeneric software. If I turn on the articulation, you probably see some dynamic interferences, but those dynamic interferences are in fact not there because you didn't have enough information for the articulator to function properly. Okay, so in the cases where you do not feel like imaging a full arch, or you don't feel like imaging to the contralateral canine, just make sure that you, a couple things, make sure that you have the articulator off with the initial proposal, and also I wouldn't pay too much attention to that occlusal compass on just a small little model like this, because it may or may not be accurate. I've seen it be accurate, but oftentimes it's a little bit off. So in order to trust it and to use it properly, you need at least to the contralateral canine.